Welcome back to another episode of Cave Factory. As you saw, we did a little bit of building in between episodes, so I think it makes the base look really nice. Also, one thing that happened, I upgraded my computer, so everything should run a little bit smoother now. Well, a lot smoother, to be honest. This world feels so much cleaner and so much nicer, so even the quality of the video might be better, so that is a thing to look out for. But while I was transferring files over to the new computer, apparently my recent save for this world got lost. So everything I did in the last hour or so of the last video pretty much got deleted. So I had to redo the storage system off camera again. And I decided to put the middle part in because we are going to need the pattern grid and all of those accessible. So I don't want to be in a tiny room underneath it to access it. If we could put it in the floor like you could with Applied Logistics, I would, but you can't. So we're going to have it in the middle, and that's it. It's going to be what it's going to be. So what we can possibly do is we can copy all 4 setups on each side of the base. So no matter where we come from, we can access it, or we can just have it on one side. It really doesn't matter. But I did also attach this to the base. I made a to-do list. Here is the to-do list. I added 2 more things just now, but you can look through it, see what you like, maybe comment down below what you want to see me build. But I also added a mini-map, which you can see in the top right corner, which is much nicer for exploring in the nether than using this this map. Yeah, so I just added that, so we have it. And we have better waypoints with it as well, which is really, really great. So I will look through all of this and see what I want to do today. I think we'll try and set up the end ore generator, because if we look at, let's say, Thalassium ore, right? This thing, it can be created with custom generating. We need Terminite blocks underneath and then water and lava above, which is super easy. And you get endstone, purple blocks, biotite ore, dimensional shard ore even, Thalassium ore and ender ore, and aurora crystals and amber ore. So a lot of the things, but mostly endstone and purple. But to get Terminite, right, we need a special furnace, which is called an endstone smelter, which requires Thalassium ingots, for which we need to go find some Thalassium ore, which, do I have any? I don't think I do. Okay, so we need to go to the end, find that ore, so we can do that. And then we can make the whole thing, I think, because making Terminite ingots is just the alloy furnace, right? It was just iron and ender dust. And ender dust can be made with a hammer and an anvil and some ender pearls, which we have. And speaking of Thalassium ore, it's right here, right in front of our end portal. I think I needed like 5, but I'll just go around the island and grab a little bit more, just in case we need it. But that should be good. I smelted 4 of the ore into some ingots, and now we get an endstone smelter, which we will toss right here for the moment. Oh, that is not an endstone smelter. This is an endstone smelter, and we can put, I believe, this like this. And then if we grab some, let's say, coal, charcoal that I have, toss it in here. Not charcoal? Do you need... Okay. Blaze rods, 17 seconds. Lava bucket, 22. Okay. So either lava buckets, blocks of coal, or blaze rods. Well, I do happen to have a bunch of blaze rods. Yeah, that's gonna do. Oh God, so slow. Anyway, we're gonna possibly make a couple of these if we want to make a bunch of those blocks. But now we need an anvil. Right? And we can make better anvils, but we need that, and we need a hammer of sorts. An iron hammer. Just because. And then we're gonna grab some pearls. We have apparently an ender pearl block from mini utilities, which is like a storage block or something. But how does one do this? Do I put this in my offhand? Does it need to be a special anvil? All right, I see. To turn ender pearls into that, we need either an eternium hammer or a netherite smith hammer. We can't just use an iron hammer. Okay, okay. So how do we make smith hammer? How does one make a netherite smith hammer? It is a diamond hammer with netherite ingot. And the Eternium is what? Is an Eternium hammerhead for which we need a netherite. Okay, so we need to make a netherite hammer. Okay, we'll do that. Netherite. We have a bunch of it. Smithing table possibly. Okay. Thank you very much. Boom, boom. Okay, so how does one do this? I feel quite stupid. But makes sense. But it's stupid. It makes sense though. Okay, so we have some thalassium ingots now for whatever we're gonna need them for. But I believe we take a bit of iron, right? Let's make another end smelter thingy. And we're gonna grab some more blaze rods. Put you right up here. And I believe, is it not this and this? Ender dust? It says iron and ender dust to make terminite ingots. Iron, ender dust. Okay, so apparently just shift clicking doesn't work. Okay, but it does do its thing. And if we use thalassium ingots to make terminite, it's the same thing. Okay, so iron is just better. Okay, so now if I grab more pearls, which we do have quite a bit of, we can toss them bam, 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 bam. Oh, okay. So it's gonna break an anvil real quick, but it's gonna do its thing. So we can toss more in here and get terminite. And we need 9 for a block, and then we can make a better anvil if we want to make more of that. But generally I would want, if we go with this, if I click on the right things, if we go in here, I would want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 2 possibly. I mean, you know what? I think we have enough space to do 2 of each of these, right? So we could do 2 on the bottom of these. That's gonna be so much more production. But what I think I'll do is I'll just move this on the side, on one side, and have the regular ore gen. On top it's gonna be the other ore gen, and then on top it's gonna be another ore gen. And then we have space for something else on the side if we want to double it, for example. But 1 I think will be enough over time. I decided to make 1 ingot of Eternium, and I hope we can upgrade a... We can't upgrade a damaged hammer. Okay, fine. We'll use up that hammer till the end then, and then we'll upgrade it if we need it. Okay, I thought I could upgrade it, but I need to make more of this dust. Okay, so it's enough for pretty much two crafts. We have pretty much unlimited iron, so I don't really feel bad about using that many anvils. But let's grab some more pearls. We're pretty much going to go through all of our pearls doing this, but it is going to be fine. So we need this plus this. Ooh, so it can burn it right away. So there's a chance I think it takes damage, which is fine. But that's all good. So let's grab some iron. And I believe we need a stack and a bit of this to finish. So we're going to do a stack here. And that's going to do its thing. And then we are getting some here. So let's say this is for 2 blocks, right? Like so. Bam, bam. So over in the compact machine here, I have moved the nether one on the side, and we're going to possibly move this ender chest up a little bit. But the idea is blocks here on the bottom, lava on the top, water in the back. And I can't put in water until I have all of the blocks. So we're just going to basically wait for all of the blocks to be done, and then we can set it up properly. With these last 2 blocks, we'll have completed the 9 blocks that we need. So we're just going to put in a bunch of water like that, and then we can put in the lava, but we're going to do something like this. Put these in our offhand. I'm going to grab my silky pickaxe here, and I have lava right in here. So we're going to do bam and bam, and then lava in here. So, and like so. And I had lava buckets in the system, so now we're gonna figure out what everything this is gonna produce, and we're gonna add it to the storage, because we're getting purple we're getting dimensional shards, we're getting end stone, we're getting biotite. I decided to move the things over because there's so many, they just don't fit in there, and it's not going to look nice if we just have it spread out. So I put it over here. We have biotite that we're getting now, the raw amber, the ender shard, the crystal shards, which is the aurora crystal, and also dimensional shards, purple, and endstone. So I think I have a little bit of endstone in the system, so we're going to grab all of that out, toss it in. Do I have any more purple? I don't know if I had it from before, but we can do that and just clear out the system. I could have done the thing with this dimensional manipulator, disk manipulator. You put disks on the left and it transfers everything into the system. So we don't really need to do that. But we do have a little bit of more terminite, which I did put in some compacting drawers right over here. And now that I think about it, we'll put them over on the other side. And I pressed C to zoom, which I'm so used to from playing vanilla that you can zoom with like Optifine or whatever zoom mod that exists now. But anyway, that's done. So we can go over to our thingy-mabob to-do list and or generator. We can remove that. And I figured out a really cool thing. So let's say we want to do enchanting next, right? We can put it over here. Boop, like that. So that's really neat. Anyway, I think now I want to go set up a generic mob farm because as we saw, we're going to need pearls if we want to do anything else, and just having a generic mob farm is going to solve that. So what we can do is we can use cursed earth. If we search for earth here, we have cursed earth, we have blessed earth, and blurst earth. So blurst earth is basically a combination of the two of these. So cursed earth spawns any sort of hostile mob, and this spawns all of the friendly mobs. So like sheep and cows and chickens and all of that. And even like turtles and stonelings and all of the things from Quark that can spawn. But to get blurst earth, you need semi-stable ingots with dirt. The blessed earth is iron blocks and dirt, and cursed earth is wither roses and dirt. So for wither roses, I would need the wither to kill some mobs, which I could potentially do if I get a chicken and a bunch of eggs from that chicken or from a couple of chickens. But that is possibly a thing that can wait. So I might just make blurst earth and just set up a mob farm that's just going to farm everything. And one thing that I figured out how you can disable this, lights no longer work. It kind of like says, or the lights do the sunlight thing where it makes the dirt disappear. So you just need to cover it with water and then it works. It covers it up and doesn't spawn mobs, which is cool. I want to get some wither roses because I want to set up a cursed earth farm and a blessed farm, one on each side of the hallways that we have in the base. But I just came out to the outer end islands and I came across this. And the portal is intact, so I think if we do this, that's gonna activate it? Is it not? Did I read it wrongly? It says after you place the last crystal, portal will be activated. Well, never mind. That didn't work. Okay. So what I want to set up is I want a like 3x3 room where we will put in the wither, and I can just have the wither there forever, pretty much. And hopefully it can't escape through a hole on the top. If he is just in a 3x3 room like this, and there's a hole in the middle, we'll see if he can escape. So firstly, let's test this. I have a bunch of wither skeleton skulls that I can test, and I probably am strong enough to defeat the wither, no problem. Yeah, I can place him, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we'll see if he can go up and through the hole in the middle. Because if we cannot, then that's good. If we can, then we revise our plan. I think he's good. Oh, I just might have to place some blocks beneath him. Can I do this? Will you kill the Enderman? Oop, I think he might have shot the Enderman. Still place blocks here. Yeah, I think he did. Okay, so the idea that I have is I'm gonna put a spawner on top of here with a room, like a 9x9 room that can be in there. Loud noises, hold on. A spawner up top, mobs dropping in, wither killing them, getting wither roses. I think that's the idea. I have something now, a spawner of zombies. Oopsie, again I wanted to zoom. I need to install that apparently. But we have zombies that are gonna get pushed and fall into here as soon as I add in 3 more vector plates. Hi zombie. Hello. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Should be in there. I think the wither... I think I might need to do this. Hi zombie. So we're gonna do this. And bam, bam, bam. I'm gonna get myself an escape route. And then we're gonna do 1, 2, 3 like this. And we're gonna do 1, 2, 3. I think the wither can't escape now. He has a block full above. And we'll see if he can see the zombies through there. He's destroying everything. Ooh, he's hurting the zombies. With the rose. We did it. It is extremely slow, but it is what it is. I could add spike seeds. Oh, hold on. Just off. It's annoying hearing the wither booming. But yeah, it does work. Very, very slowly. It's gonna get us some wither roses. Apparently Zambi got outside. Oh, pack spawning. Yeah, haha. Or what is it called? I don't know what it's called, but when a zombie takes damage, he can spawn like a support zombie that spawns outside. Okay, so that does its thing, but I possibly can take out those 3 blocks as well, and the wither won't be able to get through and just attack the zombies more. So hold on, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, like that. Can you attack them more now? Or do you now see me? I mean, still attacking them every so often. It's not very smart design, but it works. It does its thing. We're getting wither roses. It's all we needed. So this is my idea. We're gonna see if it works properly. But basically, we have some fans on the end pushing mobs on a 7x7 area of dirt with damage traps from dark utilities in the end, which will only provide player drops, but not XP. Because we don't really have a good way of collecting XP in this pack. I've looked through all of the things and there really isn't any. So Tismas, add something, possibly, maybe, something next. I don't know. Okay, so back here, what we have is we have a windmill, I should say, with a stress capacity of 512. And then we have some mechanical belts and some shafts turning all of the fans. And then I just have a rotation speed controller here set, I believe, to like 64, 32, something like that. And then just some gearboxes to give it the shaft power over to the side, which makes these fans spin at a decent speed. It's fairly slow, but I could add a bigger sail, add more stress units, because each of these fans is 64 stress units at current speed. So I would need to add a bigger sail. Eventually, once we have pretty much infinite power, we can just add a motor, super speed, and fans will go super fast. But until then, I think it's fine. So if we do this, I think it spreads in nighttime. Possibly. Hopefully. I'm not sure. But what we can do is just put in a bunch. Okay, it does spread. Cool. So let's put in a bunch here. That's all that we have. And I think it's dark enough inside. I don't know if it should spawn mobs. Yeah, chicken. We have a chicken. 1 chicken. I'll turn off my magnet. Chicken. We have gotten chickeny things. A raw chicken. A sheep. Oh, hello. I mean, I think it's fine. Yeah, it does work. We have mobs. Eventually, the thingy will spread and do its thing, and we're gonna have all the mobs ever. Cool. Nice. Okay, so I need to figure out what blocks I'm gonna build the room out of. Something that's gonna specify like a white color, possibly. And then we're gonna do a black color on the other side for the cursed earth, and have all of the mobs, all the hostile mobs in there. I had a bit of a better idea, because if we want to have a dispenser in there to turn everything off, it's going to look fairly ugly with the traps here in the middle blocking it off. So what I think we'll do is we'll move all of this back a bit, and we'll have the mobs drop down like a 3 wide gap. Yeah, I think that'll do fine. 3 wide should be fine for everything that we get. Hopefully those big turtles that you get from Quark are going to fit in a 3 wide. I think they should, but we're gonna have that moved back and they drop down, and then here we'll have some glass in the floor so you can see the mobs, and they'll travel all the way over to the middle, and we're gonna have some more glass here in the middle, and we're gonna have the killing chamber right here in the middle, and then collect the items below and just transfer them into the drawers directly from like an ender chest, and that ender chest hooked up. Or we could possibly, if we have, I don't know where we have the trim going. We have the trim on this side, I think. Yeah, frame trim is here. So yeah, we could just do an ender chest and transfer it directly. That should be fine, I think. Yeah. Well, this is probably the most lag efficient without mobs being able to be moved or needing to be moved. But it doesn't really look that great. Plus, I don't know if there's a way to turn it off. I mean, I possibly could. Hold on, if we grab a bucket of water, right? And if I just place it here. Ooh, it can be waterlogged. Okay, we'll place it against the edge here. And it doesn't flow. Interesting. Well. Okay, it flows here, but it doesn't flow if I do this. It's just gonna flow down. So weird. Okay, so that's not gonna work. Anyway, I'm just trying out things to see what works and what doesn't. But I think we'll do the fans and pushing them down and killing them in the middle like I said I would. It's been a couple of days since I last recorded a clip, but I logged on today in Minecraft. I'm gonna start playing, and then my Logitech G Hub for my keyboard is not working. And then yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I was trying to make a pulse former. I don't think I have it now in here because I didn't make it at the end, but I was trying to make patterns for it, right? And I made patterns, a pattern grid, put them in here. And before I actually even put them in here, I pressed shift, and when you have a pattern in your inventory, it doesn't render the item, and then you press shift, it renders the item. So it has a little bit of an issue with rendering the pulse former, or some of the things from, I believe it's Project Red Core. So if it's Red Core. So it has a problem with rendering these, and then if we do Project Red Core, we should have these. Yeah, it has a problem of rendering these. So just be careful when making that in your own world. If you're playing this, there is a bug and your game doesn't start. So what I had to do is I had to put a cable here, extract the patterns into a chest out of this guy. And then in the chest, I had to remember not to press shift or my game would crash. I opened the patterns, or I opened the chest, put the patterns in a trash can, and then it worked. So yeah. That was fun. Anyway, enough rambling. I decided to change up the mob farm a little bit, and I pretty much built all of it as apart from the redstone and the control for the fans, right? So what we're gonna have is a 7x7 of dirt that we can cover with a single dispenser with water there in the middle. I'm gonna have diamond spikes in the middle, not netherite spikes, because those will drop XP and we have no way to collect the XP. And we can just easily zerp down like this to the underneath part. So basically down here, I currently just have an obsidian chest that's going to collect everything while we put it into drawers. So we figure out what we want to keep and what we don't want to keep. And then in the middle here, we're going to have the rotation speed controller. And to hook it up, I think we're going to use a furnace engine because we don't have unlimited RF just yet. We are going to get wool from this farm though, from the blessed farm. So wool can be used in the furnace burner, because it can use any items that can be as fuel. So that'll do, I think. And we can just export wool or possibly carpets even if they will work as well in here. And we can run this. So I made this, I believe, off camera at some point. But you need a flywheel. And then the furnace engine needs to be, I believe, this far away. Yeah, one closer. So, of course, things will go in here, but would this much and this much. If I place it in the right spot, there we go. So it connects with a few cables there. And what you can then do if we want to just test it out, do I have a hopper on me? I do not. So if I take a hopper here and put it in here, and let's say we grab some wool that I don't have in there, we're going to grab some coal. Doesn't matter. So if we toss in a single piece of coal, this starts working, and it has 16,000 stress units, which is really great. It has so much stress unit. So we can possibly do this at a really, really high speed. Depending on how many fans we put on, we'll fix it as we need to. But for the fans, we're just gonna run some shaft from here, from this rotation speed controller, over like so. And then for the fans, we're just gonna hook them up with a belt. So if we go here and then do a mechanical belt like this, that works. And I think on one side, I'm going to have to put a gear shift because it's going to spin the wrong way. I think it might be this side, but yeah, that's pretty much how I'm going to have everything connected. I do want to have the ability to turn the farm off, which also means turn the fans off. And there is a thing in Create that allows you to do that. So if we go here and here, that's going to do its thing. And there is these guys, clutch. I will figure out where I want to put these, but basically this, if it gets a redstone signal, it stops the movement, even though this still moves, for example. So we can also turn off the exporter as well in the future. So let me go just set it up, and I'll explain it later because it's going to be easier that way. Well, the blessed farm works. And it's cool, and I had to change the middle for damage traps because apparently even diamond spikes, even though they say they don't drop XP, they do drop XP. I was sitting here collecting it for a moment, but it is what it is. It does work. So if we head on down here, like so, we have now 2 furnace engines, each one for each of the things, because I want to turn them on separately and off separately. So to explain the redstone, we have a redstone receiver that is hooked up to a wireless receiver up there, which I will show you in a moment. It brings a redstone signal through its redstone wire, turns off the redstone torch, which turns off the clutch, which means that the wire goes through and it does the thing, or the shafts turn, I should say. The rotational power goes through. So on the other side then, we have a bit more wire going down here to this redstone, to this exporter, which has a regulator upgrade. Finally, they added what was in the exporter as default. It's now an upgrade. I can set only 4 pieces of wool to be inserted here at one time. And we are currently getting a profit on wool. We were at 300 when I began or something like that. And now we're at 343, 344. So it is going up very slowly. So this will run itself, which is nice. So that is the trigger for the redstone. The observer triggers the dispenser, which needs a double trigger, which is why we have the observer. So that's pretty nice and it works. And this network receiver is hooked up to a network transmitter right over here. We have one for the cursed mob farm and one for the blessed mob farm, I should say. So that is it pretty much. And we can use receivers and transmitters everywhere in place of running cable because we have the creative controller. And we can just have infinite power anyway. So that is pretty cool. So yeah, let's try the cursed earth farm. I think I have everything set up except for what we export. So I don't know what we want to export. So for a test, we're just going to set it up with coal. We're going to have an infinite amount of that at some point. So we're going to set this and let's say put in like 4 pieces of coal. And that should run us for a while. But I have really cool buttons that I found out. It's a 2-button machine switch from Gauges and Switches. And you just click it and it's an on signal. And then you click it again and it would be an off signal. So we have mobs. I don't know if Enderman will teleport. They do. Okay, so do we have anything for Enderman teleportation? Teleport. We have no teleport module. I tried turning on the cursed mob farm, and we have a problem. Witches heal faster than they are killed. So from the trap, can we use something like a withering trap? Will that do more damage? Maybe. We have wither roses. I just need more of those blank plates thingies. And I'm gonna try that in there. I might get wrecked by a few witches. I think we have 7 spaces, so 8 traps should be fine. And we're gonna turn off this for the moment. Plus, we need to figure out something with Enderman teleportation, because they are gonna go all around the base. Because of that. So, we need to figure a few things out. I managed to clear out the witches with only 1 death. I jumped in and they all wrecked me instantly. But I cleared them out with a bow and some arrows, and that worked. So the damage traps are not good enough. So I went for netherite spikes, because if diamond spikes produce XP, might as well use netherite spikes, which will produce XP. So that means that I'm going to have to sit here while the farm is running to collect XP. But that's okay. It's going to be an XP farm as well, but not a passive one where I can just do other things. So I'll just run this while I'm AFK or something when I go do some other stuff. But if we click this, it does work. And you can see the fans don't turn on immediately. They turn on a little bit after. And they also turn off a little bit after. Because I had an issue where mobs would spawn and I would turn off the farm and they would just get flushed in the corner. And then they would just stay there. So I wanted a way to clear them out. So if I click this again, the water gets dispensed, but the fans don't turn off just yet. They turn off a moment later. So all of the mobs get flushed away as they should and die. And also, big changes down here. First of all, 2 flywheels. It apparently doesn't work to have 2 flywheels running at the same time with a 1 rotation speed controller, because 1 flywheel turns it one way, the other flywheel turns it the other way. So that doesn't work. So 1 flywheel just popped off while I turned both of the farms on. That way we can turn on both of the farms whenever we need to. So as far as the redstone, it's pretty much the same. We have the receiver here turning off the torch, which turns off the observer, which turns off the dispenser. And here we just take some wire down here to turn on the exporter. And then here we turn on this guy, which is an adjustable repeater from Create, which you can just scroll wheel to add the amount of delay that you want, which is really cool. So I have it set to 3 seconds. We can possibly do 4 just to be safe. It really doesn't matter too much as long as we have enough delay. I have it set to 5 here. So let's do 5 on this side as well, right? So it's all going to be all the same. And that's pretty much it. The same thing is copied over here. And here we just have the ender chest collecting items right now, and I need to figure out where I'm gonna put them in the drawers, which I think I'll do in between episodes, because I kind of want to have mob drops on this side and the other mob drops on this side, because that is closest to the farms, I think. It really doesn't matter, but it matters to me, you know? It matters to me. Okay, so if we want to run the hostile cursed mob farm all the time, we need some way for Enderman to not teleport around. So that is going to be only possible in this pack, apparently, with the no teleport module from RF Tools utility, which is used in the environmental controller. And if we want to make the environmental controller, which is this guy right here, we need a machine frame. And to make a machine frame, we need the lamp of cinders. So we need to complete the Twilight Forest. So we're going to go do the Twilight Forest next episode. And hopefully not get wrecked a lot. We possibly need to enchant some stuff, or maybe make some other tools or something. I don't know. Something. But we're going to do that next episode. And with that all being said, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I'm really hoping you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. You can also subscribe to get notified when new videos go live. You can also support me on Patreon as well if you want. And I will see you all in the next episode. Have a good one. Bye-bye.